Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about search bars, behaviors, and event to command behavior. Let's look at this demo first. So I have this list view that I've been working on, and I have a search bar. So if I want to look up people in my list view, what I'm going to do is I want to look up all the software engineers in my company, and it will list down all the software engineers, senior software engineers, and all software engineers in my company. And if I want to look up a person by their name, what I'm going to do is click on search button, and it will list down the person in my list view. Let's look at the code. So what do I have in code is the search bar here, and then I have the search command and the search parameter. And the search command, my search command is written in my list view, and it takes string as the parameter, which will go and load employees and look up for either name or the designation of the employee, and that's how it's pulling people for my list view. All right, but the problem with this approach is first of all, if I get rid of the text in my search bar, it does not populate my original list. It gets rid of all the employees, and now I have to type something in my search bar in order to get something in my list view. And another problem is if I type something, it does not immediately list down Bill in my company. I have to go and click on the search button in order to get that person in the list view. It does not handle the text changed event of search bar. So that's the problem with search bar. And I can handle the text change event. What I can do is I can go and say text change event, and it will create a new event. But the problem is it's going to create a new event in my code behind, and I do not want to handle this in my code behind. I want to handle this in MVVM way. That's when event to command behavior comes into play. See this, event to command behavior comes into play. But before I explain what this event to command behavior is, let's first check out what behaviors are. And for that, what I've done, I have created this behaviors page, and I have an entry control here. It's a text box. And this text box, it takes name as parameter. And what I want to do, so every time user enters a number in this text box, I want to change the color of the text. And I do not want to write code in my code behind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write code in this class. It says only letters validation behavior. And I'm going to write the logic here. What I'm going to say is it's the function name is on entry text changed event. And what I'm doing here is I'm changing the color of the text if it's anything other than number and other than letters. So if you enter a number in the text box, it's going to change the color of the text box to orange. All right, so how do we convert this class to a behavior, and how do we consume this function? To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is a behavior, and the behavior is of type, it takes entry as the generic class. And if I want to attach and detach this function to the text changed event of my entry, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to get this on attached, call this on attached overwritten function here, and I'm gonna say bindable, which is the entry text changed event should get assigned to this event, which is the function. So every time the text changes, it checks if it's anything other than letters, then it changes the color to orange. And once you leave the UI, you want to deattach that functionality. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say bindable text changed event, and I want to get rid of that functionality when I leave UI. The reason why I'm detaching this functionality because I do not want any memory leaks in my UI. So okay, so now our behavior is ready. Let's go ahead and consume this behavior on our page. What I'm gonna do here is to consume the behavior, I'm gonna say this is entry behavior. It's not a trigger, it's a behavior. And if I wanna use that behavior, what I'm gonna say is it's only letters validation behavior. That's it. And I do not have to write code in my code behind. Let's run this and see if this works. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to behaviors page and I'm going to enter name here. I'm going to say Bill. See, the color of the text did not change. The moment I enter a number, that's when the color of the text changes. And you must be asking, like, why are we going through so much trouble to achieve this, right? The biggest advantage of this behavior is you can use this behavior anywhere across your application. So let's say if I want the same functionality in my enroll student page, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that okay, even this entry has a behavior, and behavior is written in only letters of validation behavior here, and I do not have to write code in my code behind for this page. That's how you can make your code consistent. That's how you can have consistent style across your application. And if tomorrow, if you want to change the logic of this only letters validation behavior, let's say if I want to change this to orange, I want to change this to red, you do not have to go in each and every page and change the logic in code behind. You can just change in one place and you can have the effect across the application. That's how you can make your code consistent, right? That's why behaviors are awesome. All right, so let's look at a behavior one more time. What are we doing here is we have a function, we have a command, and we have an event that we are assigning this command to. This command is getting assigned every time text changed event gets triggered. What if we have a behavior which takes the name of the event as parameter and the command as parameter too? That will make behavior generic, and then we will not need to write behavior multiple times. That's a generic behavior, and we can use that behavior for any event in our application. And that's what event to command behavior is. This event to command behavior takes the event name as parameter and command as parameter and command parameter as parameter, so that we can tell which event it gets triggered and what command you want to call when the event gets triggered. Let's use this event to command behavior in our list view page. So I don't want to use the search command parameter here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that this search bar has a behavior now, and that behavior is event to command behavior. And what I want to do is whenever the text changed event gets triggered for this search bar, I want to call a command. Command name is search command, which was the same command that we'll use the same command, and the parameter of the command is bound to text property of my search bar here. And that's the only change that you have to make. You do not have to define your text changed event in code behind. Let's run this and see if this works. All right, so if I want to look up for all the software engineers in my list view, see, every time I change the text of my search bar, it goes and looks for that person. And if I get rid of all all the text, it lists down all the people in my company. That's awesome, right? And you can use this event to command behavior in any other control where you can't call a command when an event gets triggered. You can use this event to command behavior in list views, collection views. It's just not limited to search bar, and that's what's awesome about this command behavior. And if you want to find this command behavior, it's you can find it in a Xamarin Form sample, and make sure that you download this behavior base too. Or you can I commit this code in my GitHub project. I'll list down the link in the video description. You can download this code too. Yeah, so that's all about behaviors and event to command behaviors. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. This is Fahad. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.